Hey, everybody. Welcome to y'all. This is Jan Live, episode, I think we're up to 16 now. And I would like to welcome Lindsey Luff.
Hello.
Hello, Lindsey.
Thanks for having me.
Are you kidding me? And I just want to say that my headphone has moved over to the left side.
Everything is on the left now.
What's going on, Lindsey?
I don't know. Wait,
How do we fix that?
I don't know.
Is it the same with you?
1, 2, 1, 2. I
Is
think so, yeah.
You good?
Yeah, no, everything's on the left for me too.
Oh, man.
It happens. What are you going to do?
Should we just go with it?
I think just roll with it.
Oh, we're just going to roll with it.
Roll with it.
Well, I just want to say that you guys and Lindsey's brother and Lindsey's mother, you're in for a treat.
I don't even know if they're watching right now.
But they will be. That's the thing.
They will be. That's
Yes.
true.
Because we are going to repost this
Yes.
for everybody to enjoy.
Oh, and my husband. Yeah.
Yes.
He'll also be watching.
And your husband's name, Lindsey?
Oh, it's Casey.
Casey.
He's really lovely.
I know he's a little sick tonight, I heard.
He's a little under the weather, yeah.
Casey, get better. Get better, brother. I know how it feels. But I just want to say you guys are in for a treat tonight. Lindsey, I really mean it. And you'll find out in a little bit when you hear Lindsey's songwriting and her voice, and I can't say enough. So, but before we get to that, I usually kind of go like this and then go like, who are you, Lindsey?
I'm Lindsey Luff. I'm a singer-songwriter based in a place where I live, because I don't like saying that on live places or whatever. I don't know. I'm human, uniquely, and
Awesome.
but also human like the rest of the world.
You're not a cat.
No, I'm not a cat. Just trying to do my best and make sure people in my life know that they're like loved and seen and heard, and yeah.
I got goosebumps, and I'm not. I'm not making. I'm not.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
'Cause and I think it's really cool 'cause like I had Marta here last week. She's a cello player,
Nice.
and if you need cello for your shows, come up to me after the show and we'll talk about it.
Sounds
But
good.
Marta's great, and she had a similar answer, and I usually you think, who are you? Well, I come from here, I work with this, I work with that. But you guys kind of got around to the thing, I'm just a human being
Yeah.
trying to do good.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so your identity is not so much tethered to like, this external thing. It's really the inner work.
I mean, I guess I've done a lot of inner work. But yeah, I used to really let what I did or what I was doing or who I was associated with define me.
Yeah.
And that didn't work.
Yeah.
And just some of the work I've been doing over the years is that I am me and uniquely me, and that's all I can offer the world. And so I just want to be, without sounding really like silly, I just want to be the best version of myself, and make sure that this person that I am is someone who makes other people feel valued and loved and seen and heard, because I think letting someone know they're loved goes a long way.
I'm lapping so my English is still my second language.
Mhm.
I'm lapping this up like a dog. Is that what you say? Like
Yeah, that works. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the word when you stick it?
No, that's lapping.
Lapping.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I'm taking it in, Lindsey, and I think in my life I'm just at that particular place where I hear this really intensively.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm older than you, but it took me a while longer to get there. And, I was trying to figure out what makes you have a fulfilling life. And for the first time in my life, I could start seeing that it has to do with the relationships that you have.
Yeah.
That you feel relevant, and you can make somebody else feel relevant. You can be heard, like you're listening to me right now, and I'm listening to you. And
absolutely.
that brings about this fulfilling feeling
Yeah.
that I think we're all trying to find.
Well, yeah, because I feel like we're also in our own ways, we're also isolated. And I think a lot of the times we like miss moments to connect with people.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, for me, like I live where I live and it's a very big city and there are lots of people, but some of my loneliest moments have been here.
Yeah.
And so having to step outside of myself and figure out why that was, you know, and still is. I'm not saying it's like, oh, I figured it out. Like it still is really hard. I have days where I feel really, really lonely. But then I get to do stuff like this or connect with people, or, I mean, it's really as simple as like asking like the people, and I know it's not like normal to talk to people all the time, but like asking someone how they're doing goes a long way too, because you never know if you may be the first person who's shared an interest in that person's life for the day or something like that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human and we all want the same things, which is to know that we are loved, to be heard, and to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so split-minded right now because I really want to get to your music, but this is so interesting. I think I'm gonna go with the music.
Okay, whatever you want to do, I'm flexible.
Because I have a feeling we could sit here all night, and the music that you write is so beautiful. And so, yes, let's get to the music, Lindsey, and then we'll continue. So I forget now. We're going to do
anything at all first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about the song, or should we just go ahead and do it?
This song is called Anything at All. And if you like it, check it out.
By the way, we're continually going to explain where. We painted a beautiful picture of a tree, and that's Lindsey's website.
Yes. LindseyLuff.com. You can find all of the things.
And this song as well, like links to it, I will also put this in the notes. So if you can't see this far, you can find it in the notes after the fact. All right, Lindsey, help me with the tempo, actually.
Okay, yeah. As I struggle to put the words on the page, I feel the tension inside of me rage. And it seems I don't know just what to say, so I won't say anything at all. I can't ask you to leave, but I won't beg you to stay. I wish I know it would end this way, and still I don't know just what to say, so I won't say anything at all. Try as I might, you're not changing your mind. Oh, you're leaving tonight. With your closet torn out and your trunk on its side, tucked in your coat, there's your ticket to ride. Still I don't know just what to say, so I won't say anything at all. Try as I might, you're not changing your mind. Oh, you're leaving tonight. Oh, 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 you're leaving tonight. Oh, 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 oh.
door of the home where we lived. No shoes by the bed, now you've cut me adrift. And it seems I'm the one who's left here again. So I won't say anything at all. No, I won't say anything at all.
Bravo.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Sounded wonderful.
I wish I could take all our listeners, which right now, wow, we got John Montoya here. Hey, John.
Hello, John.
And Debbie's here. Thank you for peeking in, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
I wish I could bring you all into this room right now, 'cause I can't explain the feeling, Lindsey, that and I know you got to be careful when you start telling people how great they are, 'cause like all of a sudden you can start sounding like superficial, and but I really want to express to you guys that hearing you sing in these headphones and playing along to it's really, really deep. It's a very deep experience, and I wish you guys could hopefully you can feel it through the phone but I think you have an amazing presence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And if I try to explain it, it's almost like there's nothing between you and the song. There's no attempt to like bring in. Let's do a stupid example like smoke machines and lights and all that stuff. Those are extreme distractions, other folks like to have a lot of energy on stage and sell their music, and it all has a place in the world. But you simply just sit there and you sing the words, and you're just in the words 120%. And you know why I know? 'Cause like I start playing the piano like I've never played it, or I don't play it very often.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause you force me to listen. What do you have to say, girl?
I don't know. I mean, like, one of the reasons I write music and one of the reasons I don't know, sing is, like we were talking about earlier, like therapy for me. And so to be able to just sing a song and be present is something I'm really working on, because a lot of the times with my anxiety, it like pulls me out of being present. And so I don't ever want to miss an opportunity to fully commit myself or be fully present in my music, because I'm worried about this person back here who's talking, or this person back there who's doing that, or whatever. And so I've had to make a conscious effort over the last several years to really just be present. And yes, like I see people and I hear people, and I am so grateful when people come to shows and support, and I'm really, really grateful. But learning to get out of my own way and out of my own head and just be in the music and not be so focused on what's going on around me is something I've really been working on for the last several years. But I mean, these songs mean a lot to me. This was like when I first started writing in New York, like some of these songs came out of that. So I mean, I don't ever want to miss an opportunity to just like be fully present in my music.
Whatever you're doing, it's working.
It's lots of soul searching.
Yeah. I can say to you that, so for me, this experience is very, again, my English is I'm looking for the word, but it's so important in my, life stream that I meet you right now, right here today, because you are talking about things that I'm beginning to be aware of, and what you're saying rings or inspires me so much. And Lindsey, it's funny because I've played in the city, for 20, 25 years as a musician, and I think you could say I had success because I've been able to sustain myself and do really well to a point where I had to cut down on work actually. But and the cool thing about working in music is you learn, it never ends. You learn your whole life, but I'm heading into that phase after so many years learning that there's that dimension to music. It's not just showing up, doing a gig, making the paycheck, and the gift of music is if you start working at that level where you basically demand of yourself that mentally you sink in and you go deep. And to me, what the cool thing about music is that is an ability you'd like in your life anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you agree? So like if we sat at a coffee shop right now and we weren't going to play or well, we actually not playing right now, but the togetherness of people, it just gets so much more fulfilling when you can be present,
Yeah, I mean, I think being present has a lot to do with how I personally choose to move about the world.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of years just like trying to get to the next thing, trying to do the next thing, like the next thing, and like being so worried about what would happen if like this didn't pan out or that didn't pan out. And then a lot of stuff didn't pan out. And I realized like I was so worried about the next thing that I would be in moments and have moments and I would not be able to remember them because I was so consumed with what was going on next or whatever. And one of the things with working with my anxiety and learning to love that part of me is sometimes when I'm present and when I'm fully in a moment, it helps me kind of realize that not everything around me is like chaos sometimes. Because when my brain is fully in like full panic or anxiety mode, it feels like everything is on fire. Not physically, but like it feels very immediate and urgent. And it can be like me literally like on the train and like I'll have a panic attack. And I'm not saying that being present solves that, but sometimes being present and acknowledging how I'm feeling and giving myself space to feel that way instead of just pushing it off has been a really big thing for me as far as learning just like how to be in life without constantly being worried about what's going on next.
I'm very sorry you have to go through those panic attacks and the anxiety, but for the rest of us, it's brought a gift to us because it's forced you to bring the essence out of yourself, which we now can. What do we lap up like a dog?
Up like a dog, apparently.
Well, listen. Oh no, that has like bad. But I mean, like, yes, it's that you're suffering and you're, the struggle you go through brings out this diamond, and I really mean that. It's so lovely to hear you sing and play. Well, not so much play yet, but we hope that you do one day. Also play, but I was gonna say, like in classical music, I have a little bit of a past in classical music, and one of the things they pounded into our heads was like the silence in music is, if not more important, just as important as the sound is. And that's what I get from you. It's like it's so intimate and intense that the silence exists and the space exists there. And another thing I want to say is that, when you are true to yourself, when you came today, I could tell that if I started going like bubblegum conversation, it wasn't going to last long. And so that present brings the same thing out in the people you meet. And I think it's just wonderful. And then, we all relate to that or we don't. I mean, like, but we will. I think that explains why we sometimes resonate with people and create like these groups of support where we all kind of come from the same place. You know, we don't go. Well, I don't know about you, but I stopped going to nightclubs and stuff, and that's not my group of people, right? So
Same.
Yeah, so it's like
Nightclubs are wonderful.
yes,
but
yes,
that is
we
not
promote
my
nightclubs.
scene.
But listen, let's do another song.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky to have you sing backup on one of my songs.
I'm lucky to sing backup, so I appreciate it.
It's called Maybe. I think I'm going to start with that one. And it's a song about somebody I was. And I hope I'm not that person anymore. It's somebody who would stand in the corner of life. You know, the song is at a party, and this person is standing in the corner and scared of the world and just hoping some angel will come by and save his ass, right? So that was that was me, and since then, I've learned that, you know, that doesn't happen. We gotta make it. We gotta make it happen. We gotta take chances. We gotta expose ourselves. We gotta be brave, and we gotta participate. We gotta engage ourselves in life, and then things will happen. But I think I had to write this song to just say, "Listen, dude, I understood. I understand where you were. I love you. I accept you, and you're special. But I have to let you go now." And that's maybe one of the reasons I wrote this song. It's so complex songwriting. I don't know if you agree, but
yes, it is.
It's one
complex.
of the yes. So it's one of the reasons I could sort of like feel inside. But all right, so let's try it.
Yeah.
Standing in the corner up against the wall, drowning in a feeling that I don't belong. Sharks are inching closer, they can smell my blood, smell my blood. Everybody else seemed to have a good time, drinked out cocktails and VIP smiles. I see something different in your eyes, in your eyes. Maybe we're both looking for the same thing, a hand to hold when all the world gets wasted somewhere, just meant for you and I. Maybe you're an angel sent to save me. Baby, won't you spread your wings and take me somewhere no one else can find, where hearts like ours collide. The tension in the room when you walked in, all the players trying not to solve your mystery. I could swear I saw you look at me. Did you look at me? My heart is pounding faster as I cross the room, through the gates of fire just to get to you. Trust me, this is something that I never do, never do. Maybe we're both looking for the same thing, a hand to hold when all the world gets wasted somewhere, just meant for you and I. Maybe you're an angel sent to save me. Baby, won't you spread your wings and take me somewhere no one else can find, but hearts like ours collide. The hearts like ours collide. Maybe we're both looking for the same thing, a hand to hold when all the world gets wasted somewhere, just meant for you and I. Maybe you're an angel sent to save me. Baby, won't you spread your wings and take me somewhere no one else can find. Maybe we're both looking for the same thing, a hand to hold when all the world gets wasted somewhere, just meant for you and I. Maybe you're an angel sent to save me. Baby, won't you spread your wings and take me somewhere no one else can find, but hearts like ours collide. Hearts like ours
beautiful.
Yeah, Lindsey,
Thanks.
thank you for putting your lovely sound on that.
I mean, thanks for letting me sing.
Are you kidding?
Sounds lovely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. I have.
What do you got in there? Water?
It's a matcha.
Oh,
Because I can't drink coffee after like 4 anymore. So.
I'm
Cheers.
I'm a bit of a coffeeholic, I gotta say.
I love coffee, but the caffeine
Yeah.
sometimes triggers my anxiety. So
Oh my God.
it's not good. Without talking too much about anxiety, yeah, it's a thing.
We need an anxiety filter. There might be certain words I say that trigger it too. I'm very self-conscious all of a sudden.
No, don't be self-conscious. It's totally fine. It's mainly just me in my own head that triggers it, but it's fine.
So, Lindsey,
Yes.
what can we expect from you? What are you up to nowadays?
Oof.
Let's get practical. Let's get real.
Let's get practical. Let's get real. That's a great question. I am working on new things. Lots of new things. Not necessarily all music, but I'm just... So basically, I decided this year I wanted to stop being afraid. So I signed myself up for an improv class. And that was really a challenging thing because basically you're just supposed to follow the fear. And it was really scary and I did it, but it's, yeah. So I decided I kind of wanted to like just not drag that, but pull that into like my life. And so I have just started trying things and doing things that I want to do. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm just putting myself out there and I'm still writing music. I'm writing for a friend's film right now, which is really cool. And yeah, I'm doing things, even though some days I tell myself I'm not. I am doing things. And yeah, I hope that people like this person I am now versus who I was, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing.
Oh, thanks. I didn't know what the answer was supposed to be.
Until
so
you
that's
started
my
talking?
Answer. Yeah. I was like, well, just keep talking. Something will
Yeah.
come out.
It'll surface.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it also mean like you actively seek out like crazy things, like jumping out of a plane, that kind of stuff? Do you believe in that, or is it smaller?
So when I talk about following fear, I don't mean jumping out of a plane because that is not that is fear for me, but that's like real fear for me. That is something that like terrifies me.
Yeah.
I love heights, but the thought of jumping out of a plane is terrifying.
Yeah.
But putting myself out there, having to like talk in front of people, being in a class, like learning new things, those are things that really like push me, I think, to be a better version of myself, if that's what I'm trying to do. Not that the version I am is bad, but I just think I'm capable of more, and so I want to just push myself to my limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on jumping out of a plane anytime soon.
Well, I was just I watched the Tony Robbins documentary on Netflix the other day, and the fire walk and all that stuff. So I was wondering if you're getting into those kind of, I guess those are extreme moments or situations that supposed to do like a life-altering shift in you, so you can use that to get rid of your fear. But you're doing it differently. You're doing it with improv classes more so than with fire and...
I took an improv class. It was essentially what walking through fire, I think, would feel like for me, is doing an improv class. But I think I had my walking through fire moments a couple years ago with some things that happened in my life. And so I just decided I was gonna, I mean, it took me several years, but I just want to stop being afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ditto, and I'm just going to repeat myself like a broken record. All the things you talk about are just things that I'm working with as well. And I was just thinking, for me, just small, just to quicker make a decision to say yes quicker than you would for me earlier. For me, it helps me to sort of like, there's a, you don't know until I tell you. So now I'm gonna. There's a girl there's a woman on YouTube, and she has she's in the world. She's not on YouTube. She's in the world, but I watched on YouTube, and she has a book, and I think it's called the 5-second rule, and it's something like the brain. You got 5 seconds from when you decide I want to go over there. When you've expired the 5 seconds, the brain will have come up with reasons why not to go over there. So her whole thing is like, whenever you feel an impulse, hopefully not a very unhealthy impulse, but like an impulse to do something you'd like to do but you're afraid of, you got about 5 seconds to take action on it.
Yeah.
And then the brain, they've measured that the brain will then talk you out of it. So that's one of the things I've tried a little more lately, is to say yes, and to things that in my prior self, like just a month ago or 2 months ago, I would be talking myself out of. Oh, no, that's not me to go there, and that's not me to go there, and that helps me sort of like to be more in the moment and not give into, because the brain will quickly talk us out of doing things we are not familiar with. So I don't know if that's similar, but that's for me a way to sort of like start facing the fear a little bit about like not just always being trapped in the same thought patterns and behaviors.
Well, yeah, because the alternative to like not changing that or not like pushing yourself is to just stay there. It's like stay in those same behaviors, do those same things.
Yeah.
And I think for me personally, I realized that that wasn't an option for me anymore, because it was like starting to take a toll on like my life in ways that weren't healthy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's as simple as like just like waking up and, saying, I'm going to do this today, and like just actually doing it instead of like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm going to do this, but then you get distracted or whatever. But I think just having like the wherewithal to like know, all right, something needs to change in my life and I need to change it is a pretty cool thing.
I want to get to your other song, because it is a music show.
It is. I mean, we can talk. Like music is, music and talking.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, as a, maybe a little side note to what you're talking about, is that this same lady, and I apologize, lady, because I should have looked your name up, but I wasn't sure I was going to talk about her. Like you said before, I didn't know before I started talking that she came up in my consciousness here. But she also says this one thing I think is awesome. It's so awesome. She says, you're never going to feel like it. Forget about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that allows you to say, that's what I'm going to categorize this feeling. Like, I don't want to go practice for an hour or write for an hour. I just want to lie on the couch and watch Netflix. And you remember she said, yeah, that's normal. You're never going to feel like it, but you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Well, have you read Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott?
Bird by Bird?
Yeah, by Anne Lamott.
No.
So she has a thing.
I'm going to remember this.
Yes, Bird by Bird. It's a really good book. But she has a thing where it's just like half the battle is getting your ass in the seat to like do the work. So she's like, you just have to be able to get your ass in the seat and then do the work from there. So, yeah. So when you said that, that's what that made me think of. So I figured I'd.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
With that.
It's a great book.
With that, we're going to do something much different. We're going to do a song.
Some music.
This is beautiful. Lindsey, Wishing Well.
This is Wishing Well. This is the first song I wrote when I moved to this place that I live. Yeah. So I wrote this song 8 years ago now. Yeah, I wrote it for my husband for our anniversary without being too like sappy. But yeah.
Listen, I'm all about sap.
This is like probably one of the few love songs or songs about like this kind of love that I have anywhere. So
now I have to say, episode 9 with my friend Scott Martin. We climbed up on his rooftop in Brooklyn, and we did the show from the rooftop with the Manhattan in the back and stuff.
That's awesome.
And I wrote a love song to my wife. It was her birthday. So, sappy,
Yes.
I'm the
All right.
I'm the
Cool.
king of sappiness. This
Yes,
is
I had a day job when we first moved here, and I wrote this at my day job while the little kiddos that I was watching were asleep. So, yeah.
I was learning the song, and I obviously had the lyrics there, and to me it sounds like somebody who is ready to pretty much throw everything in the wishing well. And I know you talk about cash, but to me that's a metaphor for trust. And I know we shouldn't try to decipher songs a lot, or too much. Like Paul Simon doesn't want to do that, so we shouldn't either. But it sounds to me like somebody who is just at, and we talking about jumping out of a plane, but somebody who might be somehow be right there where he or she, because I allow the space for you to say this is not really, but you actually just said it was for your husband. So where you're about to find out if you can trust this commitment.
Yes.
And it also is a appeal, or looking for words here, but like a plea to please don't hurt me, or no. I mean, I felt like, and I felt that person, because the reason why you say, please take good care of me, why would somebody say that unless they had experienced some mistrust, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I wrote this song, the story of this song is I was in a songwriting guild, and we were all given like little pieces of song to work with. And mine was, if you told me the moon was a wheel, I'd believe it. And my anniversary was coming up with my husband, and I was just sitting at work one day, and this lyric just kind of popped in my head, and it was playing over and over. And I just thought about the trust that I had learned to have with this other human, and how, like, literally, like, you could tell me the moon was a wheel and I'd believe it. If you told me the stars wouldn't shine, like, how I was just like all in, basically.
Yeah.
And so without like over explaining it, which I don't know if I've already done,
My fault. I apologize.
no. It's just about like loving someone so much that you're like all in, but also like having been hurt, or if you've experienced a mistrust or something like that, like also like explaining to that person, like, just like, don't just be truthful with me, like just promise you'll try. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Well, it's beautiful.
yeah,
Let's let the song do the talking.
yeah. This is Wishing Well.
See if I got the 10.
If you told me the moon was a wheel, I'd believe it. If you told me the sun wouldn't shine, I'd swear it was true. If you told me the wishing well held all the answers, will ever cash in all my checks and throw in my life savings for you. I'd follow you across the Brooklyn Bridge and find a new home and a place where we'd live. And sure, I might put up an ugly fight and drag my heels, but I know that it's right, because I know that your heart is my home, and I'll never be lost even when I might roam, because you sealed that I gave you my hand 'cause you promised me this. Because if you told me the moon was a wheel, you know I'd believe it. If you told me the sun wouldn't shine, I'd swear it was true. If you told me the wishing well held all the answers, well, I'd cash in all my checks and throw in my life savings for you. So please do not deceive my heart. Don't leave it in pieces or tear it apart. Don't break your promises and tell me lies. Just save your excuses and promise you'll try. If you told me the moon was a wheel, you know I'd believe it. If you told me the sun wouldn't shine, I'd swear it was true. If you told me the wishing well held all the answers, well, I'd cash in all my checks and throw in my life savings for you. And sure, I'd be broke, but who cares? It's just cash, 'cause I love you, I do.
Beautiful, Lindsey.
Thank you.
Casey can be super proud and
I think he is.
and very appreciative, I hope. This is beautiful. Man, that feels so wonderful to just sit here and play that and hear you sing. It's awesome.
Thanks. This is probably my favorite song of mine to sing.
Yeah.
Without
Does-
picking favorites, it just feels the way it feels.
I think also it probably, well, I'm stepping right into your territory here, but I just, well, no, let me say in general, as you know, if you write songs, when you know exactly what you want to say and you feel it powerfully, it just, with the song I wrote, right, it was easy. And it came fairly quickly, and it's just lovely to play because you didn't have to search or manufacture any motivation to write a song or find a message. It was just there. And I don't know, you know, if your work process is similar to this, but like I try to write every day, and some days you just stand there and you're like, you know, I don't really feel a message.
Yeah.
And some people. I just want to explain, to me at least, like a message. It's not, oh, you should vote for this person next week. It's really just an emotion, like to me, right? So like you feel a strong emotion, and that's your message. Or it can be a political song, you know. But some days you just don't have it, and you still write because you're still honing your tools. But this, to me, you know, it's very obvious that it could be your favorite song because it came so straight from the heart. And
Yeah, I mean, in some songs that I write, they just like spill out in a matter of minutes or whatever. And then some songs I write take hours, and then some songs I write take years, where I'll like have the verse for this, and then I'll be writing another song a year later and like find like the pieces of the song. And so, I mean, I mean, this song particularly came pretty easy, but they're not all like that.
Does it bother you that your favorite song is 8 years old? And I say that because, you know, I think it's very human to feel that the latest we write is like the best, and we're getting better at this.
Yeah.
Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me because I do have songs that I've written recently that I really love.
Yeah.
But this song captures a certain innocence in my life, and a time in my life that was really kind of, I look back now and see it as very special. Yeah. So this is kind of like a snapshot of what that part of my life was like. So we were just kids in New York, and we were, trying to figure out life. And this is just, to look back at this like 8 years later and to see that, these words are still just as true as they were 8 years ago, if not more, then that's really special to me. So, yeah.
I'm checking because the Google says you have to keep it to a certain amount of minutes, and then you're fitting the algorithm perfectly.
Oh, nice.
So we might have to speed up here,
okay.
Although I don't want to. But what you just said, I wrote a song in 96 or 7.
Okay.
It's called "Work Is Done." We're not doing it tonight, but I don't know if that holds true to what you just said. That to me, it's like I don't think I even understood what I wrote when I wrote it, or it was the language, mostly the words were written in such an sort of like open, simple fashion that the song could grow with the years. And when I look at it now, I'm like, whoa, and not to be like, oh, I'm Justin Timberlake of songwriting here, but it's just like, did I really write that? That's really, and to me that almost proves that sometimes it kind of comes through you, and you might not always know how deeply some of these things. It might come from your subconscious and bypass your ego, and
totally.
If you're lucky, it slips by before you screw it up, right?
Before you can like grab it and be like, no, I need to fix this.
Make it so small compared to where it came from. And so I think I understand what you mean.
Yes.
I think I do. But listen, like I said, I just want to continue here, but the Spectrum, I think they're called, they will shut me down because we're abusing their data.
We don't want them to do that, so we should.
We could always do it again. But so, with that being said, Lindsey, you can find Lindsey on Lindsey Luff, LindseyLuff.com. I'll put it in the notes too. Now, we purposely put up the website, not your Instagram, Facebook. Is that fine too? Or
you can do Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook very often.
Okay.
But I'm there if people want to see stuff.
We would just search Lindsey Luff music, or just...
on Instagram, I'm Lindsey_Luff.
Yeah.
And then on Facebook, I think I'm Lindsey Luff Music, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
So...
I'm like that.
I should probably get on.
It's embarrassing.
That.
Very embarrassing, Lindsey.
I should know.
Let's get your manager in here.
Oh my God. I am my manager, so that's tricky.
We got a problem.
She's very disappointed.
All right. So, I get to play one more of my songs. Yay!
Yeah.
This one is a recent song, and wow, I wasn't gonna go there because it's very private. But I've been going through my 7 fans who I love. I think 3 of them are here tonight, and 2 of them already checked out. But no, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. But some of you guys know I lost my mom in June. She passed away, and I went through some really, you'd expect that, some dark weeks, and climbed out of the hole, and I'm doing fine. Thank you. But it puts for a while can put a very heavy stress on your relationship, your family, because you're sitting there in a chair and you're not able to do anything. And we had a tough night, my wife and I, and so I figured I had a need to sort of like put that in words and music to sort of like elevate the experience. And that's what I think songs can do. They kind of tell us that the hard things that we experience are okay. They're human, and the music and the words together brings it to a level where you can sort of like even experience the pain, but not painfully. It's almost like art, right? The art elevates life, and you're able to see the experience. Wow, I'm talking way too much, Lindsey. That coffee was way too strong. But honestly, I've been, I really think that's what songs do. They allow us to look at hard times in our lives and see it with sort of like a beauty and a maybe an invitation to let it go or forgive it and stuff. So anyway, that was I think what I was trying to do with this song. No, I really wanted to make money.
That's not a reason to write songs.
It is, but it just doesn't make good songs.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people can make it work.
Not always. Some can make it work. But, oh man, that's a whole other night of discussion. All right, listen, guys, let's just do it. This one is called "All Right Again." It goes like this. Everything's wrong in this world when we are not right. Everything falls in this world when we fight. Walk around in a maze of hurt. Can't see straight, the days are blurred. I keep playing movies of her leaving me. Wish you'd give me a sign. Text me one line, a smiley emoji, just to let me know she's alright, alright, alright again. Alright, alright, alright again. I know I can be such a child sometimes. All of my stubbornness, all my foolish pride. Wish I'd found the eye in the storm, stop my mouth from going off. Why can't I be sound? Why can't I be calm like her? All the love that I lean on, the bond of trust between us, never wanted to break it. I'll do anything just to make it alright, alright, alright again. Alright, alright, alright again. I wish you'd give me a sign. Text me one line, a smiley emoji, just to let me know she's alright, alright, alright again. Alright, alright, alright again. Alright, alright, alright again. Alright, alright, alright again.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Lindsey.
Thank you.
Well, it's time to say, the cats need to get fed. So we'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. And this was Lindsey Luff, and it was such a pleasure, Lindsey.
Thanks for having me. It was really wonderful.
You brought in a whole dimension into the apartment we haven't had here before.
I'm sorry for that.
You should be very proud of that. And I
Thank you.
appreciate it. I'm going to
Thank you.
take that with me and learn from it and grow from it. And I think this goes with what we've been talking about tonight. Thank you for listening. Go out there in the world and be your best selves.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.